Recording? Okay, cool. Hi, welcome to day number 3001 or something like that. How's everybody doing?
I'm good.
I see. Cool. Oh, everybody's sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm not too loud. Okay, good. Everyone has headphones. So, how is the what was it? MTVSS from yesterday? Has anybody tried it on anyone?
I did it with my mom.
Yes.
15 minutes.
Okay. Anyone else? I heard.
And so do I.
How was it?
I do. It feels great. Um, I don't know the exact feeling, but it feels great.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so just keep practicing. Oh, Erica, go ahead.
Yeah, it releases some stress.
Okay. How was it? Um,
I feel so lighter after the session.
okay, cool. So just keep practicing it on other people and um, okay, sorry, someone called. Okay. Yeah, so just keep practicing on other people. Let's see, we've tried, was it the biomimetic mimicry we've tried already?
Yes.
Okay, and MTVSS. So today we can try cellular memory. And how did everyone like the ESC? That's the recording from yesterday.
It was great. I just was like super relaxed and kind of gone, but it was really nice.
Yeah, just say it was great. We missed at some point. It wasn't the mic wasn't working, but the time that it was great.
Okay. So we can probably do maybe a few more of those because if you're not able to have your bars run, listening to an ESC actually helps with your body also releasing those things. So, okay. Does anyone have any questions or comments or looked over the manual and had a question or something?
I did, but I can't remember it right now. What is coming back to my note? Is there something about oneness in this manual? I thought I saw that somewhere.
Yes. At the end, there's this person named Larry Little. I'm not sure if that's his real name, but he, page 93 here. So actually, would you like to read it?
Sure.
Okay.
What page is it?
It's page 93. Thoughts on oneness.
Okay. To access the simplicity of oneness is complicated only by the complexity of our thought forms. To erase those thought forms is complicated only by our unwillingness to experience our existence without the form, structure, and significance with which we have overlaid it in order to have predictability and constancy in our roles as humans. To live in the moment without linear cause and effect is to risk all pretended stability and safety in all of our relationships with all that we encompass in our lives. To live by 10-second increments is to live without roots or connections or security. It is to live by one's own awareness, consciousness, and abilities, moment by moment, without warranties, guarantees, or continuity of relationships within our polarized reality. It is to live without a past to draw upon for our thou shalts and thou shalt nots. To live without rules of conduct and behavior, without agreed upon rules of conduct or even misconduct. It is to live without projections and expectations of what will be if I, we, they do anything. To access the simplicity of oneness is to relate to life in spontaneous interaction with the energy of the moment, without thought, without intention, without desire, and without consideration of the next moment of now. To live without polarization, dichotomy, otherness is to be all and everything simultaneously, without discrimination, separation, differentiation, or judgment. This refutes all of our experience, education, cultural conditioning, and sense of separate selfness. To attain this simplicity could be the most difficult process that we have ever undertaken since we first chose polarization. But what fun and joy we experience as we unweave the tapestry of polarity.
So the first time I heard that, I was just, what is he talking about? And really, Gary recently summed this up in that 10-second increments, living in 10-second increments is consciousness, because it's being conscious of what you're choosing and what you're creating. And it has nothing to do with what happened the previous 10 seconds. So if you had no reference to the past, even if it was only 10 seconds ago, you won't be put in anyone's boxes, like no education or culture or conditioning, anything. It's just now. Okay, so what will I choose? Okay, I can choose the same thing, or I can choose something different. And it's like a continual creation. And then even talking about it, it's like trying to put it in a definition that the mind can kind of wrap around. So let's try. Okay, so everything that brought up, let's just try and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad, POPOC, online church, voice, and beyond. Let's try saying all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory 10 times. Just to get a little bit more energy. So all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. All of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. Okay, so I think this is the last page. But it has a list of all the main questions that you can ask. How does it get any better than this? So use that for anything. If you feel bad, if if the worst thing that could ever happen happened, how does it get any better than this? Or if the best thing that could ever happen happened, how does it get any better than this, or even better than this? And then what else is possible? I like to use this when I'm stuck on something, or I've been trying the same thing over and over again and it's not changing anything. What else is possible? And how did I create this? Oftentimes in Access, they say not to ask how questions, but there are times when you can. And this is one of those times. How did I create this? Okay. So if I chose that and created this, maybe I can choose something different. So what do I know that I am pretending not to know or denying that I know? And what's right about this I'm not getting? What's right about me I'm not getting? What are the infinite possibilities for whatever it is that you'd like to actualize? And I like this for every morning. Who am I today, and what grand and glorious adventures am I going to have today? And then this question, what generative energy, space, consciousness, and choice can I be that would allow blank? So you can ask this question or what are the infinite possibilities for blank? And see which one would create more lightness. If I choose this, what would my life be like in 5 years? If I don't choose this, what would my life be like in 5 years? And this is what I like to use when there's a choice. Like let's say buying something or investing in something that's kind of a larger amount. Okay, so if I choose this, what would my life be like in 5 years? And get the energy of that. If I don't choose this, what would my life be like in 5 years? And get the energy of that. And if you're having a hard time getting the energy of that, you can make it 10 years or 15 years or 25 years. Because for me, this is my point of view. When I make it a bigger year or a bigger timeline, then something that might only change this much, because it's a longer timeline, it might change by this much in 25 years. And then you can really perceive, oh, okay, so that one is a lot lighter than if I don't do it. So what other choice do I have here that I've not acknowledged? Every time you get stuck somewhere or you're waiting for something to happen and it's just not happening, what other choice do I have here that I've not acknowledged? Sometimes you don't even have to choose it. You just have to acknowledge, oh, I can choose that. And when you acknowledge that there's a different choice possible, you open the doors to more choices. How can I be greater today than I was yesterday? Every morning. And how can I outcreate myself with total ease? Also every morning. Okay, and that's it. Okay, I'm looking at all the things that's here. Okay. Creating energy flows. $37. Okay. So is anybody a little tired or fried?
I feel a bit better than I did earlier, actually, but still like a little bit.
Okay. So that's why I'm trying to bottom park. So I'm doing it in a different way. So we're doing more, not hands-on, but it's kind of energy on, energy on exercises. Okay, so creating energy flows. The purpose of energy flows is to get people present. How do you pull energy? You just do it. The best example would be children, because they pull energy very naturally. So when there's a baby and they're looking very cute and everybody just turns their attention to them, that's an energy pull. Because sometimes they're not even saying anything, they're just being cute and you just know, oh, there's a baby, he's cute. And also, some children pull energy much more strongly than other children. And then you start getting a sense of that. And there's also people, celebrities, and people who are on stage all the time. They pull energy because you just, your attention is drawn to them. So that's what an energy pull is. So do the energy flows daily, 24/7, nonstop. You can change situations based on the energy you are willing to be. The purpose of an energy flow is to learn how to use energy flows, experience the energy flows, and to create a different result with them. As a child, you know how to do this naturally. So when you're with a child, you know when you're required by them because they pull your energy. And sometimes they use crying too, or whatever it is that they're doing. Or there's times when you just know, oh, there's something wrong. I have to go, check on the kids. And then that's when they're pulling. And then there's also times when have you ever thought of a person and then all of a sudden they call you or they send you a message? Are you doing an energy pull? Or are they doing an energy pull? There's also times when you look at your phone and you see who it is, and sometimes you're like, oh, no, not right now. But then there's times when you look at your phone and you're like, you have to answer it. Then they're pulling your energy. So that's what energy pull is. And we're going to actually start practicing it so you can be aware of when you're doing an energy pull and when someone is doing an energy pull and pulling you. And then you can be in choice. Like you can choose when to use energy pulls. You can choose when people can energy pull you. And then because of that, you start to have more freedom in what you do. And instead of being pulled here and pulled everywhere, you get to choose who you pull and where you get pulled towards. So anything that doesn't allow that to be total ease, would you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, park, online, shirts, boys, and beyond. Okay, so doing these energy flows is how you create a connection with people that allows you to get whatever you want or desire from anyone you desire anything from. You want to learn it, and once you learn it, you won't need to do it, you'll just be it. Okay. And one thing that really helped in the beginning is to know that when you're pulling energy through a person, you're actually contributing to them. Okay. So think of someone. If you're in the Philippines and it's nighttime, maybe think of someone on another part of the world so you don't wake them up. And imagine pulling energy through them. So when you pull energy through them, it's just pulling energy from everywhere around them and pulling it through their body. And what's great about that is it's actually energizing them and contributing to them by pulling energy through them. And then you pull it all the way from them through you. And we never accumulate the energy in us. We always pull it through. So everything is always moving, like a stream. When a stream stops moving, it starts to collect pollution and all of that. But when it's constantly moving, it's always moving and providing clean water and contributing to everything around it. Okay, so just think of someone and imagine pulling energy through them. Okay. So now, how do you feel? More energy, less energy, more tired, less tired, happier, sad?
I never know how to do that actually. I mean, I know it's natural thing to do, but I'm like, for example, right now I'm feeling super tired and I try to pull energy and I still feel the
Mm.
same. Maybe I'm
Is
not.
is there someone in your house that you can pull? Or an animal? Animals and children are the easiest.
Yeah. But the fact that I'm doing this, I'm not, are they getting more energized or less, or doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. It's just however they receive energy. I have another specialty class that I like to play around with called Right Voice for You. And during one of the classes, we actually went out to a restaurant in New York. And then, I kept seeing this person walking around and I was like, why is that person walking around? So I decided to pull them. So that person looked really busy, but then eventually he came and went to we had a private kind of section away from everyone. So he went there and then he said, oh, I'm the floor manager. How can I help you? And I didn't know. I just, wanted to see what that person, why he was walking around. And then I didn't have anything at the time. So I said, oh, we're doing fine. Thank you for coming. And then everybody else in the group were like, hey, what should we ask for? And I was like, you know what would be fun? If we got a bottle of wine or something for free. So we decided to, so it's like that guy is the floor manager. So we pulled, as a group, we pulled him. So we didn't do anything other than flow energy through him. And he went to our table. And then one of the girls was very bold. And she said, you know what? We've been waiting here for a long time. Do you think you can give us a free bottle of champagne? And then he said, I'll see what I can do. And we did. We got a free bottle of champagne. But it's a longer story, but I just shortened it. So it's kind of a difference between like pulling energy and also at the same time asking. And we weren't, we were just having fun with it and seeing what we could receive at that time. And it was just something fun to do. So for this exercise, it's recommended that you go, well, it's a little different now because of COVID, but when it's not, when everybody's not, quarantined or required to stay apart, we actually would go to, what do you call it, cafes, and then start pulling people just to see and practice how to do it. And then just keep pulling people until they either talk to you or turn around and look at you, or you get a sense that, oh, okay, this person is a little harder. So some people, this is what all the positions are. So some people are really easy. You just pull their energy and then they turn. That's what happened to me one time during a class, an SOP class. I was walking to the other side of the room, and then all of a sudden, I don't know why, but I just turned around like completely 160 at 180 degrees. Well, maybe 160, not completely around, but I just went around, and then I saw someone, and that person waved and asked if I wanted to be, SOP partners. It's kind of like when you have bars partners that you swap with. So SOP partner. So I just said yes. And there was no talking involved. It was just completely energy pull. So that's, one thing that could happen. It doesn't happen most of the time because most of the time people don't even know that there's an energy pull occurring. So other times you actually have to work a little bit harder to get their attention. So if they have barriers up, these are the people that you pull and pull and pull and pull, and they just won't turn around and they won't even notice that you're there. So when that happens, you have to pull a lot more. An example could be a teenager who doesn't really want to talk to anyone. Okay, but you need their attention. So you just have to pull a lot of energy, so much energy that they're uncomfortable until they have to go to you and say, what do you want? So with barriers, you keep pulling and pulling energy, pull until the barriers go down, and then you start equalizing the energy. And then if you still want their attention, you just pull a little bit, just enough so they come to you. Okay, so neutrals are people who are half empty or half full, whichever you want to picture it as. So they have a little bit of energy. They don't really have barriers down, but they're just like, either way, whatever. So with that, you flow energy to fill them up with energy. So you kind of flow energy, flow energy, flow energy, flow energy. And then there's the point when it just, it's very easy to flow energy. And at that point, you can actually start pulling to get their attention. So, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so pulling is through them, through me. If I'm flowing to them, is that just the energy through them and not in relation to me so much?
You can do that, or you can actually flow from your energy, like through your back, through your front, and through them. Everybody has a different energy. Everyone has a different energy. So when you flow energy to other people, it's like letting them know that you're contributing to them. So when I'm speaking of the energetic contribution, so what energy can you flow to people? That's you like flowing energy from the universe or from all over, like all the energy from this room through my back and then through to the other person. And then of course you can go further out, like the whole planet and through my back and then through that person.
So,
And
sorry.
yes.
So we can do that in order to energize someone. For example, like me right now, that I feel like really tired, uh, or not.
Yeah, you can do that. One of the things that I like to do when there's a class and then everybody's really tired, and this happens with I guess big classes with Dane. There's the part of the class when everybody starts getting tired, and then Dean starts getting tired, but I still want to go on. I want the class to continue because we still have like an hour left. So I would like flow energy, flow massive amounts of energy, and then all of a sudden I have this great clip where Dane just all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I have another like second win. Like I don't know where that energy came from, but everybody ask a question now. So like you have that capacity to contribute energy to other people and to energize them. So, and it's a contribution. Yeah.
Please.
Okay, so how about this? Everybody, let's practice sending and flowing energy to floor. And then we're gonna practice it for everybody in the little Zoom boxes. Okay, so just imagine, all the energy from all around you going through your back, so through your whole body. So because you're pulling energy from everywhere, and imagine it as an infinite like energy is being pulled from the room, from the window, and then through the window, like everything from out there is flowing through the window and then through me. So it's like there's always energy flowing from something to something to something through me, and then through floor, and then out floor back, and then out to wherever else it's being pulled to. So don't think of it like you're taking all of the energy and just flowing it one direction. You're actually continuing the flow to everywhere and wherever direction it's required to go. Not sure if that makes sense, but it makes sense in my head. Okay, so everybody pull energy through your back and then flow it to floor, flow energy. And now double the amount you're flowing. Okay, now can you triple the amount you're flowing? It's okay, we're not gonna electrocute her. So just keep flowing and flowing and flowing and flowing. And do you guys see that everybody's getting a little happier too? And that's the oneness and that's the communion with everybody on the planet that we can have. Okay, who wants to volunteer as the next receiver of energies? Anyone? Okay, how about who? Okay,
Do I
I was
have
gonna
my
say,
camera on? Might as
no,
well.
it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to.
All right, cool.
Okay. So everybody, like, imagine there's a face in that black box. and flow energy to Jason. So just flow energy, flow energy. If you're, you know, wherever you are, whether you're from Maryland, you're from the Philippines, you're from Brazil, flowing energy to Jason in New Jersey. You're in New Jersey now, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So flow, 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 flow. Imagine tripling the energy you're flowing. Okay. So since we can't see you, you actually have to say something. How do you feel now?
This is pretty cool. It's like more energizing because I barely got any sleep last night. Wow. That's
Okay.
really
So anybody else want to volunteer?
I don't feel though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not feeling more energized. I don't think, I think you guys held back. You guys didn't send me enough. But maybe I'm just tired.
New Jersey is closer for me, sorry.
Energy travels time and space, guys.
Okay. So was there anybody who was volunteering? Erica?
I'll do it.
Oh, Patrick? Okay. So everybody flow energy to Patrick in Maryland, United States. So flow energy, flow energy. You actually don't have to move anything, but I like moving my hands. Yeah. Okay, flow, 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 flow. And see if you can double the amount you're flowing. Okay, so how's that?
Really nice. There's like a lightness to it as well. Like giving me more space.
Cool. Okay, so who wants to volunteer? Okay, Erica?
Yeah,
So-
yes, please.
Okay, so everybody flow energy to Erica in the Philippines. What part of the Philippines are you?
I'm from Luzon.
Okay. So that's the northern part of the
Yeah.
Philippines.
Yes.
Okay. So flow energy from wherever you are all the way to the Philippines and through Erica. Flow, 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 flow. And imagine doubling it or tripling it or quadrupling it. And also start being aware of how easy it is to flow energy to certain people. And not that it's, good or bad or right or wrong or anything, just that there is a difference. Okay. So how's that?
It feels that there's a warm air at the back coming out from my head. The feeling of feels that um, there's an electricity.
Okay, so Jasmine, you're the last victim. Okay, so everybody flow energy to Jazz. Jazz? Is that okay? Okay. So flow energy. What part of the Philippines are you from? Also the north?
Also in
Or-
Luzon. Yes,
Okay.
miss.
So imagine flowing energy from your back through you and then all the way to the Philippines to Jazz. And then can you double that? Okay. So how's that?
I feel like I'm a huge person now. And I feel the easiness. Thank you,
Okay.
everyone.
So now we're gonna flip it around and we're actually going to pull energy through Jazz and then through her and then through our bodies and then out to wherever else it wants to go. Okay, so everybody ready? Okay, so imagine pulling all the energy from around her, through her, and then through you. Okay, so let's do that. So pull, 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 pull. And it's always pulling the energy through everything. So pull, 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 pull. Pull, pull, pull. Imagine pulling the energy through every pore of her body and then through you. So pull, 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 pull. Does anybody have a comment on how it's different or? No?
I feel it differently on the front of my body, like kind of the directionality of it, as opposed to going forward and out, like coming through and going out my back.
Okay. And how's that for you, Jazz?
There's something that gives me goosebumps. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
But I feel the energy at my back. It's a huge energy.
Okay. Do you have more energy? Like, are you feeling more awake after
Yeah.
having energy pull or flow or both?
Yeah, it's kind of like an it's the afternoon here in the Philippines. It's the feeling that it's the afternoon here in the Philippines, but it's not.
Okay. That's really cool. All right. So we're going backwards now. So everybody pull energy from Erica. Okay. So pull, 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 pull. Imagine pulling energy from everywhere around her, and then even beyond that, like maybe through the trees and like all the animals from around there. And then as you're pulling it through the trees, you're also pulling it from everybody around there. So it's always, you know, something is being pulled, and it's a continuous infinite chain. So pull, 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 pull. Pull. Okay. So how's that?
I feel some palpitation. Oh, I feel some palpitation. It feels that I am recharged.
Okay. Cool. All right. So now through Patrick, and everybody pull, 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 pull. Energy through Patrick, through, and just keep pulling, pulling, pulling. Okay. So how is that?
Patrick has a lot of energy.
Thank you. It was nice. It gave me a bit of that sensation of like when the wind is blowing behind you and you're walking and it's like, this is nice and easy.
Okay, cool. All right. So now through Jason. Jason, are you still
Yeah, I'm here for now.
okay? Okay. So pull energy through Jason and through Jason's black box. So we're gonna forgo that planet, and we're just gonna go through the computer.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay, so pull, 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 pull energy, and then we'll actually start asking, you know, what you perceive from all this energy pull. Okay, so pull, 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 pull. Okay, so how is that?
It kind of felt like my it's like a magnet was pulling me to the screen. It was really weird. I'm like, am I making this up?
Okay, so if anybody ever is doing promotional work for me, please pull through the screen. Okay, just kidding, but that's really
Not really.
funny. Okay, so now pulling energy through floor. Okay, so pull, pull, pull energy. Pull energy from all over Brazil, all of that tropical lushness, and through her body, and then to you, and pull it through you. And keep pulling, 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 pulling. And how is that for everyone?
I feel more expansive rather than before. Before I was frustrated because I couldn't feel anything. Now it's like, whatever, I'm just going to to see how it feels. So it feels more expensive.
So how about anyone else? Since we're actually pulling the energy of because Brazil has also the Philippines. Like if you go up to Bicol, there's like a lot of beautiful like forests and stuff. So when you were pulling the energy of Brazil and like all the forests and the beautiful mountains and the seaside and the rivers, how was that for everyone?
Feel serene and tranquil.
Yeah. Cool.
It feels that I have so much excess energy.
She's
Okay.
excess energy. She said.
Yeah.
So, okay. So if you have any extra energy that you have, what's or who's one person that you can contribute that to? Just imagine flowing that extra energy to that person just to contribute, you know, nothing required. Like they don't have to do anything for you, just contributing that energy to that person. Okay, so how's that?
I feel release.
I love the rooster.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are all the different types of people. The barriers down. I mean, the barriers, you pull energy until the barriers go down. Neutral, flow energy to them until they have a lot of energy, or it seems like, you know, the energy is flowing very easily. And then you can start pulling energy. Suckers. These are the best example would be like a 3-year-old who's tantruming, and you know they're just pretending to cry because they have their one eye open looking to see what your reaction is, and then they're just kicking and screaming and crying. So when that happens, flow energy to them and see if that changes something. So keep flowing energy, and then there's a time when it's, well, I'm saying time, but when you flow enough energy where it's very easy for the energy to flow and it doesn't feel like, you know, a never-ending pit that you're flowing energy to. When that happens, then you can start pulling, flowing, equalizing the energy. So pushers, these are car salesmen, or, you know, just salesmen who are like, come over here, buy this now. You only have 2 hours left before the sale is done. So when you have a person who's pushing a lot of energy at you, or even, you know, someone who really, really likes you, and they're like always, you know, calling or texting or something, they're pushing energy. So when you actually pull their energy, more energy than they're pushing at you, they'll stop. Okay, and then you can choose. Okay, go ahead.
Question on this. I think
Yeah.
it's a good one. Because when you're trying to do your business online, you know, I've been learning Tony Robbins models and to do business online and everything. So they're like big pusher, and I've been doing that for the last 6 months, not with him, but people who work with him. And at some point, it burns me out. But and but it's not that I realize. I realize that, like, I want to people to know my work, so I have to do the same in order, like, how can I do that and not be a pusher, even though I know I'm pushing and it's for their benefit? So how can I actually do that without exhausting people? Because I feel like the way that they exhaust whoever's in the other side of the screen, like, and they feel like, oh, I need that and then I have to do that, or it's just my experience. So I part of me resists of doing this online work, but I have to, because otherwise people won't know what I offer and what I do, and how can I put that into like harmony, I would say. That is a big
So,
question, sorry.
no, it's okay. So, how can you? Because the part of that that popped was that, you start to burn out or the other person start to burn out. So, what's a different energy that you can be, and still push energy? Because pushing energy is not bad. Like, you were just pushing energy at Jason, and he said that he was more awake. Wait, actually, I forgot what he said, but we were pushing, pushing, but really it's flowing. When I ask you to double it, triple it, quadruple it, that's a lot of energy that you're actually pushing at people. But because we were being a certain energy, it didn't feel like a push, it felt like they're receiving it.
I see.
So, yeah, so how can you balance? Oh, go ahead.
It'll be more like the quality of the energy. Like, how do you work? How do you see that? How do you, like, point of view, I guess? Because it can be positive or negative. I mean, polarity, it exists in this world, but it can be in a way that nourishes you or not, or do the opposite.
Yes. So, and the other thing with that is, what if you can balance pushing energy with pulling energy? Like, like with Jason, I'm not sure how accurate it is, because his screen was off, so we didn't see him actually, get pulled to the screen. But what if you can flow energy, push energy, and then also pull so much that they'll actually look at the screen and look at what you're doing and look at what you're putting out on social media.
Since we're talking about the social media thing, sorry, Patrick, one sec. It's just that the fact that you post a video, you are actually pulling energy from whoever is seeing, but you don't know, like, unless you're live, you don't know like how that's gonna. It's just I'm just trying to understand how can I apply this better, because I still have a resistance with this, and I don't want to have the resistance, because it's just like, in the end of the day, we are interacting with people, and we are offering better, like, quality of energy for their lives once they learn from us. So it's just that, how can I be a contribution without feeling like I'm pushy, or I'm like, I don't know if it makes sense. It's just that.
Yeah. Well, what if you are pushy? What if you're so pushy that everybody's like, oh my gosh, this person's trying to be like Tony Robbins. It's the female version. What's going on? I don't want to listen to this. Wait, I do. So what if everyone judges you as the female version of Tony Robbins?
Oh,
is that okay? Will that be okay?
Whatever people's opinion, right?
Yeah. So what energy, space, consciousness, and choice can you and your body be to push as much energy as Tony Robbins for all of eternity with total ease?
Oh,
and everything that brings up. Right, wrong, good, bad, puck, puck, all night, shirts, boys, and beyond. One more.
Good. I love that you put the lightness and the fun in everything. So it takes away a little bit of the heaviness that I feel when it comes to this.
So one more clearing. What energy, space, consciousness, and choice can you and your body be to have as many followers as Tony Robbins does with total ease? And everything that doesn't allow that, right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all nine shirts, boys and beyond. And that comes with the willingness to be a guru or whatever, an icon, a self-development icon.
A good teacher.
So, or a teacher or a facilitator. So you have to have the willingness to be all of that. Okay, everything that brought up. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all nine shirts, boys and beyond. Okay, go ahead, Patrick.
I was just gonna say something that came up was wondering if you were picking up any points of view or judgments from other people in those spheres about pushing energy, and that like if they're pushing from lack, maybe you were sensitive to that.
Thanks for asking. I mean, I'm just um, speaking by experience because since we got locked in the house, like I was trying to, plan my life and trying, pardon talk. I was figuring out new ways of make doing business and everything. So uh, and the way that I brought this, the reason that I brought up the pushing thing is because like whoever works with this social media and like coaching blah blah blah, they say like no, we're gonna have it done, we're gonna change the self learning thing on the internet, and it's now it's a reality. So I felt like I was doing everything, I was being such a good girl doing everything that they were suggesting, and I still didn't have the results that I expect or I was promised. So that's why I felt like that was not a good experience for me versus other people's point of view. And I experienced that I didn't want to make the same experience with other people, like would be the future clients of mine or everything, because I don't want them to feel the same thing I felt. So
Okay.
that was the sense, yeah. And everything that brought up
Yeah.
talk and pod.
Right,
But
wrong,
yeah,
good, bad, pop, pop, all nine shirts, boys and beyond. I think um doesn't he have like a certain, well, he, I don't think he can have seminars right now, but I heard that they would
having
do like
online,
uh,
like
yeah.
I've been to his live events. It
Mhm.
was for, I'm saying Tony Robbins, but I'm actually up like disappointed with the guy who were working with him, not with him, because
Oh, okay,
Bob
okay.
Robbins is a different story. But what I'm saying is like because of the new model of us being working from home, and Tony Robbins himself had the resistance for that, because he his seminars are 4 days immersion experience, just like what we're doing
Yeah.
here, 4 hours, right? But with him it's like 14 hours a day. So 4 days, 14 hours a day, and that's the way that the transformation occurs. I've been to a live event. It was amazing. I walked on fire, like
Hmm.
barefoot. That's how powerful the thing is. And
Yeah.
in home, now he's saying, now we're doing a home. We guys not gonna walk on fire because it's crazy, but
Yeah.
we break.
Okay, everybody, set the fire on the
No, he
sparkles
sent
on your living
everyone
room.
a board so we can break a board with the right mindset. Okay, so meaning
Wait.
that because of the new experience, the new way of people learning, now he double it or quadruple it the amount of people that he's reaching
Hmm.
out, but he had a point of view that was not possible. So
Hmm.
yeah, it is possible, and it's just different, and then we have to learn how to use the energy pull and push it in an intelligent way so we can get
Yeah.
everything that we want, impact people's life, help people without having all this negative connotation that I felt, for example. So I feel like people are adjusting, and maybe I was the first batch of people that got burned out. So it's just
Okay.
it's something that it's been happening in my life for the past 6 months. And then I thought it was interesting to bring that up because we could do some clearing here for the future. People
Yeah.
are going to be working online. If that's the case.
Yeah. So, um, I mean, I think you said it. It was the point of view. So the transition to be online for most facilitators in Access um, was pretty easy. And I'm talking about most certified facilitators
Yeah.
because, you know, there was already that online option even before COVID.
Yeah.
So, Jason, if you're available, I know you took like kind of like an immersive live event also.
Wait, what are you talking about?
The NLC.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wait, is it NLC? No,
Yeah.
NL. Yeah, NLC. Okay. Sorry, I'm not. Um, do you have anything like, I don't know, there's something about that, there's an energy there. I just don't know. I think if you talk, it would come up.
I mean, what about it?
I don't know. Is there anything that's coming up for you?
Um,
Oh, we hear the kids.
You mean
Yeah.
the immersion? Sorry.
well, I mean, I attended a live event last year, but that was it's very different from what Tony Robbins does.
Oh, I'm talking about like the kind of that immersive, like, you know, the whole weekend you're in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was pretty much a retreat. Yeah, with a whole bunch of
Okay,
business.
so all right. Okay, well, maybe, you know, it's just opening up something right now, and then tomorrow, whatever awareness is required to change this will come.
Okay.
So let's see what'll come up.
Can I just
Okay,
make an
so
observation on that? Well,
mhm.
since we're already on the immersion thing, even though most of us are doing 4 hours a day, I am literally on the immersion. I'm doing 8 hours because tomorrow I won't be here and the day after tomorrow. So for the past 3 days, I'm doing immersion, and that is the way that we can have more transformation. I think that was the point. Maybe that's something opening up, understanding that the emergent energy is the way that things get changed more rapidly if we're looking to change and more awareness and more expansion and more that.
Okay.
If that helps.
Yeah. I think it's just you know, sometimes energy comes up, and if there's not anything really around it, we can just have the awareness of it, and whatever comes later, whatever we
Actually,
can
I
change
have a
about it.
question. It's a
Uh-huh.
little off topic, but it is kind of related to what we just mentioned, like how
Okay.
Tony Robbins had a point of view that he couldn't, you know, um, you know, do things online or something like that. I mean, I just pictured it, but I have this point of view, and I would really like to change this. That for my business, it's like impossible to get 100% results for all my clients,
Okay.
and it's frustrating. I'm sure Erica and Jasmine both know because they work for me that some files just take a long time. At least that's what we've been seeing.
Mhm.
And I would like to have clients done in like 30 days. I don't want them to be around for too long. Otherwise, it becomes a lot more work. And
So,
you know,
let's go to what you said you wanted to change your point of view.
Yeah.
So what
I
was the
would
point of
change
view?
that. Yeah, basically that, like servicing my clients.
Everybody
takes a
sounds
long
like they're
time.
zombies or half asleep or drunk.
Well, everyone's
I
on
know.
mute.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just the idea that, I mean, I want to get results quicker for my clients, and it's just frustrating that it's taking so long.
So after I said that, you don't sound like you're drunk anymore.
Yeah, that's funny.
Does
I
anyone
do notice
did
I'm a little
anyone
more.
catch that?
I noticed my energy was a little bit like lighter after you said that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I guess my question
So
is, well, how do I change this? And is it possible to actually get results much quicker?
okay. So first of all, if you change your point of view that, you know, whatever your point of view is about can't get 100% or it's going to take a certain amount of time, if you change that, what would occur?
What would occur? I would probably be getting faster results.
Okay. And how much energy would you have to use or be or tap into in order to override everybody else's points of views of, oh, I'm never going to get this fixed. Oh,
Oh my goodness.
all of those, depending on how many clients you have.
Oh my goodness. Like
Megaton?
a lot, like
Megaton of lattes?
megaton of latte. What? Yeah,
what it
that
says
and
in the
like
menu.
times 100, you know?
Okay.
Oh,
And how much energy does a infinite being have?
well, infinite.
Okay, unless that infinite being is trying to be as pathetic and small as that infinite being wants to be, then how much energy does that infinite being require to make itself so small and pathetic and powerless?
Ugh.
Ooh, is that about the same amount that you require in order to override everybody else's points of view of how you can't?
Goodness.
Okay, so let's see. There's two choices. Only two because you don't have infinite choices. You're not there yet. Two choices.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I get to wedgie him because we
And he
have the
does
same
so
last name. Okay. So, two choices. You can either use all of that energy to make yourself small and pathetic for the rest of your life, and then maybe you can choose something different after that. Or you can use that energy you're using to make yourself small to actually override everybody else's points of view and have it your way, for your business. So let's say you want your business to have 100% success rate for everybody, and it only takes 14 days.
That brings up stuff. It's like, how's that even possible?
Well, I mean, if you're using all of your energy to make you small,
Oh my goodness.
make sure that you're
Oh my goodness.
then
Okay.
of course it's not possible.
Oh my goodness, I see it.
Okay, how much more energy do you have now after
Well,
acknowledging that?
Like a fuck ton more. Excuse my French.
You're near kids.
No, they can't hear me right now.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So What would you like to choose?
What would I like to choose?
Yeah,
I would
you
like
like
to.
to use? Go ahead.
I would like to like step into that energy, and outcreate all my clients' craziness. You know what I'm saying? I realized
Okay.
that's what was going on. I was
Yeah.
trying, instead of me like lifting my clients out of you know, their seeming problem, it's like I was going into the problem and staying there. Does that make sense?
hmm So you're using more energy
To
to
live
make
in
yourself smaller than your client so you can see what your client's doing and feel exactly what they're doing. And then you're doing that for all of your other clients. So how much energy are you using?
Wow. What?
That's a lot.
Oh my goodness. It's like I'm using like a billion megawatts of energy or something like that and trying to make myself fit into a tiny little box. Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Oh, so all that energy you're using to create you as the cubist you always thought you would be and should be, that isn't creating your life, will you destroy and uncreate that time for Godzillion and actually choose to create your life with the energy that you have available?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, poc, all nine shirts, worse and beyond. Don't ask me to repeat that because I have no idea what I just said.
Yeah, I missed that one word and I'm just like, I gotta go back and listen to
Cubist,
this.
cubist.
What is that? Cubis?
Yeah, a cubist. You know how there's a certain cubism, like it's a type of art, or yeah. Well, it's kind of similar to that, but it's basically a person who likes to make boxes, little boxes to put themselves in, and then make the box smaller, or make
Oh,
a bigger box for that box, so it seems like they're going and making, being more free, but they're actually making a bigger box.
oh my goodness.
It's an intellectual pastime, favorite pastime.
Wow.
Don't quote me on this, please. It's that time of the day when I'm just like out. Okay. So everywhere you'd rather choose to be a cubist than to be an infinite being, will you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, poc, all nine tricks, voice, and beyond. Okay. So what would it take for you to actually choose to unbox all the places where you box yourself so you could, keep yourself small and never actually choose your life? And everywhere you've been committed to doing that, will you revoke or can't rescind, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate it?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, poc, all nine shirts, voice, and beyond. Okay. Cool. Yes, sir?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Yeah. So if you didn't have all of those points of views and that need to create yourself as small, what could you create? Even beyond, your business being X, Y, and Z.
Wow, this is so like, wow, this is so weird. It's so like, it's so foreign to me. It's like,
It's
what?
space.
It's like, is that even possible? Oh my goodness, what? Wow.
Ooh. What blank are you using to never again see the potency of you are you choosing? And everything that brings up times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all, please?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, fuck, fuck, all nine shirts, boys and beyonds. What blank are you using to never see the potency or never choose the potency of you are you choosing? And everything that brings up times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, fuck, fuck, all nine shirts, boys and beyonds. Okay, so if you just, you know, let go, if you exploded all of the control that you have and, you know, just had access to all of the energy of you, all of that infinite energy, what would you create?
Wow, what is this? There's something freaky showing up. What is this? Why am I terrified of this?
Okay, so everywhere you've misidentified and misapplied choice as having to be committed and obligated to something, will you just try and uncreate that, please?
Yes. Wow.
Right, wrong, good, bad, fuck, fuck, all nine shirts, boys and beyonds. That's the funniest energy I've ever seen. And that's the first time I ever had an energy speaking to me. So thank you for
What?
that.
What, you literally heard it in your head?
Whatever that clearing list that I just said.
Oh, that's funny. Wow.
But it's really funny. Okay, so if you had infinite energy that you could direct at will consciously anywhere, what would you create?
Wow, money. That was
Okay,
fast. Wow. Oh my goodness.
so 10 seconds later, if you had infinite energy and you can direct it anywhere that you choose consciously, what would you create?
Like a trip to another country, something like that.
Okay, cool. 10 seconds later, if you had infinite energy and you can direct it anywhere consciously, what would you create?
A clean home.
Okay, cool. 10 seconds later. So it's like that 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds. And you have no commitment to whatever you chose, but you could also keep choosing that and keep creating that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
so
That was a weird one
any,
where I just felt like, oh yeah, anyway, yeah, I mean that clearing just did
yeah,
addressed it.
I have no idea what the
It,
clearing was.
it was
Sorry,
the
guys.
commitment to, you know, that I misidentified choosing as committing to something like till I'm dead. You know what I'm saying?
Something like
Thank you.
that.
Thank you for that, because it probably cleared a lot for us. And we didn't even know we had that.
Yeah, that was great for me. Thank you.
Wow. I'm glad it helped.
Yeah, I got like super light and expansive and energized. The question just popped in like, what would it take to outcreate all the insanity on the planet?
Mhm. Yeah,
Wow.
that's an amazing energy.
That is huge.
Okay, let's do a 17 and 18 on that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 17, 18, 17, 18. Okay, cool.
Oh, I got a question regarding the, you know, these numbers.
Yeah.
You know how 5 is an algorithmic interrupt?
hmm
Can this be used on like, you know, like credit
Yes.
reports?
But it never shows up the way you think it would.
Yeah, that's true. So like I could do like 5911 on it, right? Or what was it
Yeah, try it.
5911?
Have you done it before?
I've only done it a handful of times. That's it.
Those handful of times, did something happen?
Something definitely happened for I think once, maybe twice. I guess it wouldn't hurt to do it more.
So just acknowledge and then, ask a question. Would this contribute?
Yeah. Okay.
And if you actually had infinite energy that you're not using to make yourself small, how much more can the numbers and all the other energies contribute to what you'd like to create?
Wow. Wow.
Okay, right, wrong, good, bad, pop, down, person, me out. Okay, go ahead.
Wow. I got to go back and listen to this. This is huge.
Who are you trying to impress with your amazing creative powers to put yourself in boxes?
Oh my goodness.
His wife, maybe?
Oh my goodness. Everything that brought up.
Use this.
By the way,
Yes.
Jared he's acting up. I gotta address
Oh,
this.
does he have something to say?
Maybe he does. Oh, he seems happy now. Well, happier.
I think he contributed something.
Yeah, he just.
I don't know. What do you think?
Quiet. Oh my goodness, he has.
He's a maestro already. I'm not even a maestro yet. Okay, cool.
That's mommy.
Ah, sorry, this is wait. What's going on here? Yeah, it's real messy right here. Hey, Jared, you want to say hi?
No, to mommy.
Hi.
Okay, I think. Yeah, I he has a poopy diaper. It kind of smells. I gotta. Yeah, let me take care of this now.
Okay. Bye.
Jordan, are you?
Jordan.
Goodness.
That's funny.
Adorable. Your kids.
They are. Okay. So the rest of this is about all the different energy pulls and flows you can do. So you can do all 4 energy flows at the same time with all of the people in the room. So if you have a pusher and barriers and neutrals and suckers, you can do it all at once and just keep practicing. Like I said earlier, celebrities can do it on millions of people at the same time. So if you were an infinite being and you really wanted people to pay attention, how much energy pulse can you actually do? And that's definitely something that I haven't been doing. So what would it take to actually step up your energy pulse and energy flows to create what you'd like to create? And everything that doesn't allow that, right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all 9 truths, boys and beyond. And the number one thing, you cannot be vested in the outcome of this or anything with access, or it will not work.
Can we do a clearing for that to step up and what it would take?
I think that was it.
That was it? Okay.
Yeah.
It just feels like, when we do videos to contribute with people, like, for example, I feel so uncomfortable in doing it, but I know when I do, people thank me afterwards. And same as you did like a couple. I haven't seen many, but whatever you put there, it contributes with me so much. And I think I want to clear is that how can we have more of that and not feel, awkward and being seen. I guess that was the clearing that I would like to have.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's not there's not really a big energy that's popping right now for a clearing. There's some unhiding clearings. Let me see if I can find some.
And what if you acknowledge more fully like how all of that stuff can contribute to everyone?
Mhm.
Good one, Patrick.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, I
Acknowledging.
think that's the energy that's going to help us do more of it, because the other way around is not working.
Yeah. And the bar is really low out there right now. There's a lot of trash. So like you have a lot of great stuff to contribute.
Mhm.
Good point.
Okay. Okay, so these are some. I think I read these already at some point somewhere. Okay. So let me read this really quick first. You cannot be vested in the outcome of this or anything with access, or it will not work. So once you make it significant, that's when you're like, oh, you know what, that tool never worked. You cannot be vested in turning it the way you want it, or it will not work. You have to allow it to be the way it is, which is like it's like, but I'm doing this so it will work this way. That's what you have to clear. Okay, once you clear that, it'll actually turn out, and never the way that you expect it, usually even better. Okay, let's see. What jails are you using to create the dominance of E equals MC squared to avoid the gift of you as communion? So okay, let me try it. This one first. How many of you have friends who use their judgments to control you? And everything that is times a godzillion, and everything you've done to be able to buy that will you destroy and uncreate it all, please. Right, wrong, good, bad, fuck, all nine trips, voice, and beyond. Okay, so now this. What does this have to do with being seen? When you're in communion, that means there's no judgment, and there's also no hiding, because everything you are, everything you be is available to everybody and everything. So everything that brings up, right, wrong, good, bad, fuck, all nine shirts, voice, and beyond. So imagine never, ever, ever being able to hide anything again, ever again. Like everything is out there. Everything that brings up, right, wrong, good, bad, fuck, all nine shirts, voice, and beyond. Okay, so, okay, now I can read it. What jails are you using to create the dominance of E equals MC squared to avoid the gift of you as communion you can be, so that you can create the separation of you from others that you truly don't want to be in communion with, and choose only to avoid the communion with people and have the communion with all other things for all eternity. And everything that is times the godzillion will destroy and uncreate it all, please. Yes, right, wrong, good, bad, popak, all nine shirts, boys, and beyond. You can't avoid communion with people, because then you're avoiding communion in totality. Communion is with all things, even the annoying person that you never want to be with or hear from ever again. So what if they start to know everything about you? Will you be okay with that? So that means never being able to hide anything from anyone ever again. That doesn't mean that everybody has to know all your secrets, but it has to be the willingness to be that. So everything that brings up, or let's down, right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all nine truths, voice, and beyond. Okay.
Can we do once again? I mean, I get it. I just feel resistance. Although it's like, yeah, I never been big on this being seen thing, especially post everything like everybody posted on Facebook. This tips still bothers me, but this is what is stopping me to contribute more. I know. So
Okay.
I guess just keep running the clearing.
Yes. And what if you can be so much space that all that the people can perceive from you is space? And it's also the energy of never hiding anything because it's just space. So everything that brings up or lets down, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all nine truths, voice, and beyond. Okay, here's the clearing again. It's kind of hard to read. What jails are you using to create the dominance of E equals MC squared to avoid the gift of you as communion you can be, so that you can create the separation of you from others that you truly don't want to be in communion with and choose only to avoid the communion with people and have the communion with all other things for all eternity. And everything that is time for Godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all nine truths, voice, and beyond. It's so much easier to have communion with animals and plants and people sometimes. Everything that rings up, right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all nine truths, voice, and beyond. Okay. So now what energy, space, consciousness, and choice can you and your body be to never be able to hide anything ever again in totality for all of eternity? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all nine truths, voice, and beyond. Okay, so now we are going to secret 51. Okay. Okay. When you try to make something secret, you contract it to try to hide it. So that's why I'm asking space. A sign goes over your head that says secret here or I'm hiding. Instead, make it infinite, bigger than the universe. A secret draws attention to it and infinite makes it practically disappear. When you make yourself infinite, you become invisible. So how will this help with people finding you? Make yourself infinite and then create something that the people can look to, listen to, connect with. And that could be the things that you're creating, like videos or posts or images, like banners, things like that. And your book, that could be what you draw people to. So when we make something infinite, it still exists. It is something that's true. If you take something that you think, feel, or emote and make it infinite, it goes away. We can't make something significant and infinite simultaneously. So today's secret is tomorrow's lie. When someone comes to you and tries to get you to keep their secret, then they are trying to separate you from someone else. They often do it from the space of you and I have a special thing. I've never done that. So don't keep secrets, because then you have to lie to add to the lie in order to keep the lie that keeps the lie keeping the lie that's existing. Whew. If you do that, it takes a tremendous amount of energy and a tremendous amount of force against your body to do that. And this is kind of what we were talking about with Jason, when he was using all of that energy to keep the lie that he's powerless and he has, he has no power over his business. So what am I holding and hiding behind me so dynamically that if I didn't, would make me aware of a level of power, potency, presence, and capacity I'm not sure I can handle. So everything that is times the godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, poc, all nine shirts, boys and beyond. So what are you holding and hiding behind you so dynamically that if you didn't, would make you aware of a level of power, potency, presence, and capacity you're not sure you can handle? And everything that is times the godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all, please? All right. Cool. So I think we can take a quick break. Is that okay? Like maybe 15 minutes or 15 or 20 minutes. Okay. And get your questions ready. Also, implant band, and yeah, implant band, time and space and communication. If you can, restructuring, but that one's a little weird. Like what I do is I put this on the reactivating and recreation. And then I put my pinky on the time and space, and then my thumb on the power band. So it's like, it's weird. But it's a lot easier than trying the other way. So, okay, restructuring and all of that. It feels really nice to have it on my head like this. All right, so see you guys in about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. Okay, everybody, welcome again. I'm gonna share the screen. Okay, so we're on page 91, committing to being. Because this is the energy of what came up with that one clearing. So when you commit to any area of your life, you will start creating that. So all you've got to do is decide what you want to commit to, and things will change. Being is commitment. When you are being something and you are being you, you actually are committed. Most people are looking for something to be committed to, and so they are looking for something outside of them they can commit to, not committing to being them regardless of the circumstances. If you're going to be in business, you have to commit being in the business. Being in the business, not doing the business. So everything that brings up about doing business, doing busyness, as opposed to being in the business, will you destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all nine shirts, boys and beyond. And what can you contribute by being in the business? Anything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive that. Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all nine shirts, boys and beyond. People are looking for the doing, and that's the beingness that they are looking for. So it's the same as the proving being, proving doing kind of thing that we went over the other day. Any questions? We haven't done cellular memory here yet.
I have a question in relation to that.
Yes.
The commitment with the being, that is very strong statement. I mean, commitment, just the word commitment sounds to me that I have to do something, but committing with the being, it will be like 100% be present.
Mm-hmm.
And when you said people look for committing to something outside of themselves, which means they're not committed with themselves,
Yeah.
or it's not related. How can we I think the question is like, how can we maximize, not maximize, but like the commitment with the being, it will be like source of like being present and happy with what you are already, outside of anything else. I don't know how to formulate the question. I just feel like I need
It's okay.
to
Um,
think in a little more.
yeah. So what is being to you? When you're being, all of you, what is that?
I'm content and in the moment, present 100% with all that is, I guess.
Okay. So is it true that when you're being, you're content?
Yeah.
Okay. So everything that is, will you just try and create it?
No.
No, okay.
Because I just
So
like the being, it will be like being enlightened, right? So when we're being, we're not looking for anything outside of it. And that's what most of us want. We want to feel comfortably in our own skin, in our body, in our.
okay. So if you are being and you're enlightened, would you stop creating?
Not necessarily. I mean, no, I guess not.
Okay. So okay. There's like a little line there. Okay, if you're absolutely comfortable with your being and there's nothing required, would you
Then
create
I
it?
would stop. Yeah.
Okay. So everything that is, would you just try to create it? Okay. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, back, all nine truths, life and beyond. So what have you misapplied and misidentified being as that keeps you from being committed to the being that you be for all of eternity? Oh, everything that brings up, will you just try and create it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, back, all nine truths, voice and beyond. It's missing something.
I think I just need to be on my bar, so I'm gonna lie down. But
Okay. So everything you've misidentified and mystified being as that keeps you from being committed with the being that you truly be, will you please destroy and uncreate everything that doesn't allow you to be committed to you, the being? Right, wrong, good, bad, fuck, all nine shirts, voice and beyond. It's so heavy.
I know that's why I ask for some clearing, because it feels very heavy. The commitment with my being in it is actually, that's why I can perceive so many entities and so much stuff from outside of me that, yeah, that is
So,
huge.
have you ever committed to your being, or have you always committed to other beings?
I guess other
Oh,
beings.
I
That's
do
I think
that
that
too.
was kind of lighter. Okay, go ahead, Jason. What was
No,
that?
I was just saying I did that too. Committed to other beings. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
No, it's not.
Oh, let's just try and just create this right now. Right or wrong. good or
Yes.
bad.
Okay. Everywhere you've committed to other beings instead of committing to your being. Oh, there's another part. Everywhere you've committed to other beings instead of committing to your being. To put yourself in the cube of this reality of what's right and wrong, will you just try and create that, please?
Yes.
Right, wrong, give up, apoc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And everywhere you've committed to other beings instead of committing to your being, to put yourself in the cube of this reality because that's what's right. Will you just try and create that, please? Right or
Yes.
wrong, good and bad, Pano Park, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay. So if you were to fully commit to just one area of your life, what would you commit to? What can you commit to?
I guess my happiness, meaning like, yeah, my being one area. It's me being happy with who I am instead of
Okay.
looking into do things. I mean, okay, I want to share now. So instead of being, because my history is of being depressed and suicidal, and then I look at the mirror, I like what I see in the mirror, but when I that's what I used to frustrate the most. When I was going through that craziness, I look into the mirror and I was like, I don't understand because I like my body. I like how I look. I like who I am and how come I am feeling all that. So I guess it explains because I was not committed with my being ever. It feels like I've ever been committed with my being. Instead with other beings and other people and agreements and whatever fields is commutes is a lot stronger than with myself. And yeah, there, I said.
Cool. Yay. And you've been more committed to your being because you've been choosing more and more for yourself. And it's a gift.
Yeah, so I choose that now that I'm aware.
Yeah. Okay. And who does it belong to? Oh, yeah. Yeah, who does it belong to?
And what if you weren't wrong about any of that stuff?
I just feel very happy still around that. And just keep giving it back because I don't know if that's mine. I don't know. I don't think it is, but it feels like it's mine.
Okay. So, what do you know? That it feels like it's yours? Okay.
No, it feels like it's with me for a long, 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 long time. That's what it feels like.
Okay.
And it's because of this, maybe I think it's mine. And maybe that
Oh,
explains that the fact that I'm just by myself in that DNA, this time of my life when I was expecting to be with family, to be with someone. And I could never understand why I could not be with someone and create instead of just being alone and doing my stuff, which I keep myself super busy in order to not pay attention to that loneliness or absence of some lack of family or other beings, other bodies, I guess.
Okay. So there's a couple of things that are coming up. Let me just type it up. So the first thing, that energy that's always been with you, is it there's a couple of words. You don't need to know exactly what it means. So is it um is it an eternal jailer? Is it like another entity? Is it what's that word that people use? A soulmate, things like that.
A green man, you mean?
That just that energy that you're aware of. You said that there was an energy you're aware of that's been with you.
Yeah. When it came strongly, it was about to.
Is it the first one, second one, third one, or something else?
I don't remember which one you
It,
said.
that makes it even better, because then you're not in your brain
I
or your
guess
mind.
that's the first one.
So the first one, second one, third one, or fourth one?
When you said first thing, amanhã eu não posso agora. When you said the first thing, I said this is it. I think it was
Yeah.
eternal.
Okay. So an eternal jailer is someone that you have a lot of oaths and vows with, and that keeps you from, creating your life. So is that something that gets a little lighter when we talk about it? Okay. So let me stop the share. Okay. So any of the other three, is it light?
It seems like could be a combination of all these four. But the first one is when you said is eternal jailer. It sounds also possible.
Okay. Okay, really quick.
Thank you guys.
13.
Thank you guys for holding the space because we have no idea what's coming up.
Yeah.
It was like, wait, committed to the being? That sounds something that I'm not committed.
Okay.
Thanks for being the guinea pig.
Yes. That's actually like the best part, because you get to bring up the energies. So, and that's the contribution to everybody. Okay. So, Truth, who is your appointed eternal jailer? Is it someone who's alive now or not?
Not.
Okay. So everything that brings up, we just try and create it. So, Truth, who is your appointed eternal jailer, and will you destroy and uncreate everywhere you appointed them to be your jailer in every lifetime, dimension, reality, including all the Shikyu parts and pieces. And Shikyu is secret, hidden, invisible, covert, unseen, unheard, acknowledge, undisclosed. Oh, right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all nine shirts, boys and beyond. So will you destroy and uncreate everywhere you appointed them to be your jailer, your eternal jailer in every lifetime, dimension, reality, including all the Shikyu parts and pieces? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all nine shirts, boys and beyond. And will you revoke or can rescind, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate any and all oaths, vows, fealties, humilities, binding and bonding contracts, and marriage vows you have with this entity, okay, in all lifetimes, dimensions, universes, and all the Shikyu parts and pieces. Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all nine shirts, boys and beyond. Okay, so the eternal jailer is just someone that you've had that, and you could never go beyond that person or entity until you destroy and uncreate all the contracts with them. And that's what, like what you were telling me before, where you are actually breaking a lot of contracts, and it's been getting a lot lighter.
Yeah.
or something.
And yesterday I could physically break 2 of them, and it felt a huge difference already. So we just cleared the rest of them now. Are we done? Because I have a lot to meaning life. Come on. It just feels like as much as I look for the clearance and work in order to figure out what is it that is keeping me, I find more, if that makes sense. You know, it's been 25 years that I've been trying to unfold whatever was done, and I keep finding more and more and more. It's like, okay, now I'm done and I have a lot of work to do. So that's why I like, hopefully that'll be it.
Okay. All right. So is there any other CQ contracts that you have that you can destroy and uncreate right now? And everything that brought up or let down, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, plus, all nine shirts, boys and beyond.
Okay, there is something behind this that I just perceived.
Okay.
I'm very, since we were talking about the internet thing, like I'm very persuasive kind of person. I mean, I get persuaded easily by other people, other energy, I am very like, since I was little, like I'm very much like this. I get impressed easily and I buy things from people easily. So the clearing that I would like to get it, have it, it was like, how can I still believe and be this awe energy, which I know I am, without having to buy and bind them through the contracts, which this is something that it seems like I do a lot, not only in these lifetimes, but yeah, like meaning, how can I free this forever and all eternity? And that's it. Done.
Okay, so a really quick question. Were you one of the creators of contracts?
What is the question? I didn't hear.
Just whatever is like, yes or no.
Yeah, I didn't hear you.
Okay, so once in a while, like we come across people who actually are part of the creation of a certain invention. So if you actually acknowledge that you created in some part contracts, like the whole creation of it, then you can actually uncreate it from the source, or at least the part that you created, which is amazing because you can change so much in the world regarding contracts.
So just in this, when I aware of that energy present.
Yes. So choose, are you a lock or a key?
Am I on lock or what?
A lock or a key?
A key?
Key? Okay. So just repeat after me. I am a key. So like we're gonna say we are the locks, and then you say I am the key. So we are the locks, and then we are the keys. Because you have to actually
I don't
say
know.
it.
No, I know. I'm trying to perceive because I didn't understand the word when he said first, and then when I asked the key, he said yes. If I'm the lock or the key,
Yes.
right?
You don't have to understand anything right now. I can explain it afterwards. Okay, so just I am the key.
I'll stick with the key. I'm the key.
I am the key. I am the key. I am the key. So we are the locks. I am the key.
Key.
We are the locks. I am the key. It's now the time to set everyone free, all the locks and keys from contracts.
Yes.
So it's just yes, yes, okay. So right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all nine, truth, voice, and beyond. And everywhere we've locked contracts away so that nobody can ever break them or be free from contracts. Will you destroy and uncreate that all, please?
Yes.
Cool. Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all nine, truth, voice, and beyond. And just do like 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. So how's that? Is that lighter, more space?
Yeah, definitely lighter. I'm just very drained and tired, but not drained, but just like it feels like, oh, I had so much.
Like your body has to recharge.
Keep coming. I mean, tomorrow I won't be able to be here, so
Yeah. If you could like maybe get like a process or like bars or something run. Okay.
Thank you.
So okay. So it's just you know, the locks and the keys are what we use to unlock a thing that's been locked into place. So that's what we did. We just unlocked it for maybe 350,000 people or more. Who knows? And now there's a lot more space. Cool. How does it get any better?
Thank you.
Okay. I'm trying to open this document, but it's being very slow. So I am just page 88. It won't let me here. Technical difficulties. Okay, I think this one. Okay, can you all see this, or is it?
Yeah, we see it.
Okay. Can you see the okay, so committing to your living. I'm pretty sure this is not part of the other manual. Okay, so we'll just do this really quick. And then ESC. Because everybody's bodies is like, okay, so committing to your living. When you truly commit to your living, you close the back door to you. So Does anybody want to read this out loud actually?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay, cool.
Most of us are living our lives with the back door open, which is, I can leave any time. But who are you leaving? You. As long as you have a back door, you are always looking for the judgment that proves you need to leave. So you are in a constant state of judgment of you and of everybody else. And in doing so, you cannot have a commitment to you to always be there for you. In the long run, the only person that can really be there for you is you. Committing to your living is deciding what's important to you, so you will not quit. Never give in, never give up, never quit. If you never give in, never give up, and never quit, then you will always be prepared to take care of you. The only person you can rely on is you because you're the one person who knows what's true for you. Nobody else does. Everywhere you tried to create the back door so you could leave you, which isn't serving you, will you destroy and uncreate all that, please?
Yeah.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Committing to your life is a completion. Most people are committed to having a life that matches this reality or the order of whoever's life we find valuable, rather than being totally committed to our lives, so we are totally present in our life. You want to be committing to your living, not your life. If you're committed to your life, you've already decided to die.
Ooh. Okay, wait, there you go.
Wow, what's the difference between life and living?
So, so life is a conclusion. It's a completion. Like, you know, Harry lived a life. While living is the continual question and choice. You know, you're living a life. You're still living. You're living your best life. But
Wow.
isn't that the new thing that the kids say? Living your best life.
That's like, you mean living your death, living your conclusion, living your end.
You need to start
So,
saying
like,
living your best living.
living your best living. Can you imagine people saying living your best living? Yeah. No. YOLO. You only live once. Yeah, that's it, right? I'm so not cool. Anyways, so living is living. It's still an action that's happening. Well, life is your life. It's a thing. It's something solid. And it's, I guess this is the best way that, I mean, I don't know, it makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Wait, let
actually,
me see if
the
I can.
energy for living is much lighter than energy of life.
It's not. Okay, sorry. It's like really lagging. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying the energy of the word living, it's like something that's active and going on now. Whereas life feels like it's done. And so it's
Peace
like,
living.
yeah, Jared, yeah. Anyway,
There's a lot of life, like a lot of energy,
yeah,
like when in his voice. He's just
yeah.
like every time you hear his voice, it's like. So, yeah, committing to your life is a completion.
Wow.
You want to be committing to your living.
So if you say, oh, I want to change my life, it's like you're just changing a conclusion to
Yeah,
another
you want to change it
conclusion.
one thing to another thing, but it's still a box.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Oh. How
For
many
me-
qubits does it take to live a life?
Wait, how many what?
I made a new access joke.
What's that?
I think I'm gonna say it at the money workbook class later.
What is it?
How many qubits does it take to live a life?
Cubis. How do you spell that? C-U-B-I-S?
BIST.
T.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Correct. Okay. Anyways, um, can you continue reading just up to the
Up to the clearing.
clearing? Yeah.
Okay. I had a good life. If you have the past tense version of anything, you are just preparing to die. There should be no past tense in your life. There should only be present tense and future tense if you want to have the tension that's going to make it worth living.
My goodness, this is powerful stuff. Wow.
Should I do the clearing?
Yeah.
What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about the order of having a life that keeps you from the chaos that would allow you to be committed enough to your life to truly live? Everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, online, shorts, boys, and beyonds.
Cool. Okay. So what I was trying to look was, it's not letting me search within the PDF. Okay. Okay. It's just really slow. I think my computer's saying no more. Okay. So does anybody else have any questions?
I know I had one earlier, but I keep getting distracted and I forget.
Ooh. Can you guys hear this? Ow. It's
Yeah, I can hear
loud.
you.
Okay. Um, okay. So we'll just do another ESC. This one's a short one, but it's still gonna take till almost the end of class. So is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Because everybody's bodies are like saying, no, mercy. Mercy, please. So yeah. Also, I want to acknowledge, thank you guys. Thank you, everybody. Your questions and your willingness to actually play, like especially with the energy pool, was amazing. And it's such a gift. And you guys are all gifts to the world. So what else can we create? What else can we change? And also, how can we be kind and nurturing to our bodies? So there's actually a lot of things happening energetically, and I'm sure a lot of you are perceiving it, but you just don't can't really put a reference to what it is that you're perceiving. Like some of you, and then some of you actually are really aware of it. So there's a lot of things going on. The changes are just going energetically and also, mentally with the things that we're talking about. So,
You mean in
thank
you mean
you.
planet or just
For your body, yes. So
Yeah.
a lot of things integrating.
to election and stuff.
Yeah. How much of that is everybody aware of too? Okay, so everyone disconnect. Okay. So, I think I got the hang of this. As long as I don't change my headset settings, it should work fine. Okay. So this one's only about 50 minutes.
Dang. So for those of you who've never done an ESC, don't worry, it probably will not kill you. Probably. And if it does, you're welcome. Because I don't know about you, but this has been one hell of a holiday season. Oh my goodness. So this ESC was birthed a long time ago when I started working on somebody and there were 6 people lying next to that person, and every time I would walk by them, their bodies would respond, and I realized, wow, this could be bigger than just a one-on-one, and it eventually expanded to 150 people, and today is apparently over 10,000. So there is no way to do this right, there is no way to do this wrong, but what I would point your attention to is a gentle insistence of energy and space and consciousness that is becoming available. See, you're an energetic being, my beautiful friends. This is one of your greatest gifts, and yet you've allowed it to be one of your greatest curses, and the time for that changes. And I may be a little intense during these ESCs, perhaps more than you ever imagined possible. Consider it a contribution to your future. Gary is here laughing just a little bit.
Because you've been intense all day.
True story. I'm shaking off the holiday hangover, finding me again, finding the me that I know me to be, and I hope you are too. Please take a deep breath in from the top of your head down to the tips of those cute, sweet, adorable little toes of yours. Thanking your body for being the gift that it is. Thanking you for being the gift that you are. We are all a contribution here, my beautiful friends. And wherever you bought that you were not, can you destroy and create it, please? Right, wrong, good and bad, bought and pock, all 9 shorts, boys, and beyond. One more deep breath in from the top of your head down to the tips of those cute, sweet, adorable little toes of yours. Breathing in all of the intensely gifting energy that the consciousness of every molecule desires to gift to you. The time for a separation from the molecules around us is coming to an end. It is our choice to choose to be in the communion that we already are. It's a choice to simply say, yes, I will have it. It's not about following anything or anyone. In fact, it's the entire opposite. It's actually about following you and your knowing. But you don't have to be separate anymore, my beautiful friends. That paradigm is an old one. The idea that you have to be separate to have you is so not true. The idea that you have to be separate from everything that desires to contribute to you and everyone is a lie. It has never been true. You do have to be willing to be as different as you actually are, however. As different and as potent and as aware of the difference in potency you actually are. Which means irrelevant things you never again have to pay attention to or give mind to. The only question from now on is this relevant to my future? Is this relevant to the being I truly be? Is this relevant to the future I desire to create? We're here to gift something to this planet, but also to receive its gifts simultaneously. And keep believing it can be one or the other. We either give or we receive, but that is not us. The simultaneity of gifting and receiving is what and who and how we truly be. You're a gift, my beautiful friends. You're a creature of possibilities walking upon the earth. And people will try to tell you you're wrong because you're different. People try to tell me I'm wrong because I'm different. And I just listen or ignore them and move on, being as different as I was before the conversation. It seems especially challenging during holiday time when all of those things that have been the limitations of your life seem like they're presented to you at one time. But that's okay. You're going through it so you never have to suffer it again. You're going through it so you can change it, so you can have a different possibility, so you can show up with space and peace and ease and joy. The joy that you are, my beautiful friend. One of the gifts you bring to this world, and so few choose it. The joy that you are that goes beyond your mother and your father, goes beyond your grandmother and your grandfather. It goes beyond their need to hold on to the past that was of suffering and to make that right and to hold on to that instead of looking toward and creating a future that is beyond it and no longer requires it. They're holding on to the significance of their past. You don't have to anymore. On 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're holding on to the significance of their past, and you don't have to anymore. On 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a truly beautiful world available, my beautiful friends. Because you are here, it becomes more tangible for all of us. You thought you had and were no contribution. You can't see the direct impact your choices are having, but I do. I perceive it, and I would invite you to also to recognize that your choice to become as different, as potent, as kind, as joyful as you truly be is a gift to this entire planet and everyone and everything on it. You're a gift, my beautiful friends. And it's only people that want to maintain this reality in its current state that do not see it and try to bring you down. Please do not let them any longer. You are a gift. And if they don't see it, that is their limitation, not yours. That is their limited worldview, not yours. That is their stupidity, not yours. That is their unwillingness to perceive a possibility beyond this reality, not yours. What beyond this reality awareness are you? What beyond this reality awarenesses do you have? And what if you stop discounting them now and instead embrace them no matter how crazy they seem to other people? Don't tell other people. Don't make the mistake of telling someone else what is beyond their willingness to receive and perceive and know and be. Instead, be it. And as it becomes available in the world, they may or may not choose it, but do not make them perceiving it or being it or getting it or receiving it the criterion for whether or not you can have it too. You are it, my beautiful friends. You be it. And now is the fucking time on 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13, 13, 13, 13, 13, 13, 13. The world around us is being changed, my beautiful friends. And people out there in the reality called this reality, which is just a reality. It's not that significant. Everybody out there is trying to say it's changing for the worse, but I see something different. I see a possibility within that. See a possibility where every possibility you've ever desired or hoped could be created can actually be chosen now. But it requires us to be willing to be fucking different. 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 You keep trying to make the stupid people in your life happy. You keep trying to make them not feel bad about themselves. Keep trying to make the most limited, judgmental person in your life feel okay about their life. You don't want to make them uncomfortable when you're around them, so you turn your light down so it doesn't blind them. It's time to do the exact opposite. It's time to turn it the fuck up. Be willing to make everybody uncomfortable if that's what it takes. But you don't set out to do it. You just be you, and then if they're uncomfortable, they're uncomfortable. That's their choice. How many times have you been uncomfortable around somebody and then chosen to change something? What if you making them uncomfortable was the only thing in the world that might make them choose a greater possibility? And yet every time your light is shining bright and somebody has a problem with it, you put a blanket over it. You turn it down. It's time to turn it up. He said gently so as not to wake the sleeping Europeans. You're welcome. Time for us to turn us up, my beautiful friends. We have been dimming our light, dimming our potency, dimming the lightness of our very being for far too fucking long. No matter what it looks like, no matter what it takes. And this is your choice. But I ask you, will you make the demand of you? I am turning it the fuck up to be what I actually am, whatever that is. And acknowledge you have no idea what that actually is. You have some clues, but almost all of those are from this reality or trying to go beyond this reality or solve the problems of this reality to make things better. You are something so far beyond that, it can't even touch that. You're something so far beyond that it can't have a reference point. It can't be defined. It can't be understood by anyone, including you. Are you willing to be as misunderstood as you've always been? Stop trying to be understood. Stop trying to define you. Stop trying to be understood by you or anybody else. You are so fucking different and you know it, and now is the fucking time! Now's the fucking time. You have been asking. We have been asking. You've just been hoping that it would occur with ease. Guess what? It is. But you won't be different enough to allow your entire life to be ease. But if you were, everybody would want what you were having, but you won't have that because you've bought into the lie that everybody else has, that you have to struggle to get everywhere instead of just choosing it. Instead of just changing tracks to a different possibility, thing you've always known was available. You knew you were fucking Harry Potter. You knew you were Hermione. Gary knows he's Dumbledore. Got an entire crew here, kids. Let's do this fucking You don't have to struggle anymore, beautiful. Fuck that. It's been 4 trillion fucking years. Don't you think that's enough? You don't have to not be you anymore. Here's a pro tip for you. Nobody knows when you're being you or not. Nobody can even see you being you except the few people that desire more of them. And then they'll ask you things like, have you cut your hair? Have you lost weight? They'll ask you things like, who are you eating? I mean, what are you eating? Sorry. Different world, my beautiful friend. Different world that actually involves you being you, whatever the fuck that is. No clue from this reality. You have no clue from your conclusion. You have no clue from anybody else's conclusion. You have no clue from anybody's definition, including yours. There's no reference point for you. There's no objective that you're trying to achieve or attain, or be or not be. There just is. Just is space. You're very much like a dolphin. You live and you play. And you have sex. Which I think is part of playing. We keep trying to be so significant about us and what we are and what we're not. Try to define us in the right way that's not the wrong way. Because we defined us in the wrong way for so long. So now we're trying to do a right, conscious way. Please, you don't have to work that hard. You're already greater than all of that. All you have to do is acknowledge it and actually choose. I'm going to be whatever I actually am. I'm going to be an allowance of everything I am and be and choose. I'm going to be an allowance of my world. I'm going to choose more joy just because it's more fun. Not because it's right. Just because it's fucking awesome. What if 2019 is a year of fucking awesome? You're fucking phenomenal. You're fucking awesome. My friend Simone dubbed the year 2019 the year of joy, and I love that. And I'm adding the year of fucking awesome. You're a fucking awesome joy.
What are you talking about?
Joy is fucking awesome. My guru just told me.
My guru told me.
Fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. Beautiful you. You have so much that you are already gifting this world. You know the earth exists. Most people don't. You know it's actually got a consciousness and a being. Most people don't. You know that animals have value and consciousness. You know that molecules will respond to your request as a result of their consciousness. Do you realize how these seemingly small things are so different? Truly did not recognize how different I was until this particular normal holiday season. Holy shit. The things that I take for granted that I would assume everybody would know and understand. Holy shit. Like the ABCs, and people don't even know A. The tiny one or the big one. Neither one. They don't even know A. And somehow I've been discounting what it is they know in B, and I know a lot of you do too. But these simple things, the fact that you're aware that we can ask and change things. And you know you could be more aware of that. We all can. Me too. The fact that you're aware of the earth and this nurturing presence and gift that it is. The fact that you're aware that things don't have to be the way people have created them to be. The fact that you're aware of a future, not just dreading it. Maybe a little doubtful, but at the same time, knowing somewhere in your world that it can be changed into something possible and greater. These that you would consider small things are actually some of the greatest of things that you be, that you are aware of, that you contribute. That with enough of us around the world contributing, it becomes reality in this world, on this planet. What if you could ask to have a non-reality reality? A reality where instead of right and wrong and good and bad, it was, okay, what choice do I have? What will create and what will create the most? What choice to create more lightness do I have? What choice to create more possibilities? What choice to create more living? And what else is possible? The four elements of question, choice, possibility, and contribution, my beautiful friend, seem so simple. And they are. And they're so dynamic. Just because they're simple doesn't mean they're not potent as fuck. In fact, most of the simple things are the most potent. The things you tend to shrug off or try to ignore, or don't really value, those are usually the most potent. Simple things are the most potent, like you. Because you know how simple you pretend to be. We know how complex you also pretend to be. Somewhere within that is actually you. It's a wonderful combination. You're truly simple through pretending to be complex while believing that you're a simpleton in the complexity of things, rather than realizing that you truly are simply desiring lightness in the world. Simply desiring the lightness that comes from choice. The lightness that is created from having a sense of the space of you, and that space is so fucking different than everything that's out there. So fucking different. There's thousands of us listening right now. What can we be for and on this beautiful, phenomenal planet? What contribution can we give to the planet? But also, what contribution can we receive? What if you realize that all of that contribution is just a simple request, an awareness, an energetic? Allow your awareness to extend out 1,000 miles in all directions, including down into the earth. Or kilometers. And now 10,000 miles in all directions, including down into the earth. Allow yourself to breathe within that space. Perceive the movements of the molecules and the energetics of the molecules. And just ask the earth. Earth. Hi. What can I be with you and receive from you and give to you? What can I be, beautiful planet? What can I be, source of life and living for us? What can I be? What am I that you might acknowledge about me that would contribute to this possibility I'm asking for and this difference? I know it's got to be beyond this reality, and I know you must be too, because every time I tap into you, I get a sense of peace, if I'm willing to receive it. What is it that I am that you can show me more of, that I truly be? What is it that I can contribute and gift? What is it that I can contribute and gift What contribution am I that I haven't acknowledged? And what would it take for us to be in communion on this planet? And what can I contribute? Now's the time, my beautiful friend. Beautiful planet is there for us constantly. You willing to be there for it, just as constantly as it is there for you. Doesn't mean it increases your workload. It's actually one of the easiest things you could say yes to. Thank you. I don't know about you, but I finally have a sense of the planet not being or feeling alone. It's a very strange thing when someone or something is willing to be and do for you greater than you're willing to be and do for yourself. And so the first tendency is to reject it because it's not even in your world for what is receivable or conceivable or possible. But if instead you use it and look at it and go, if they're willing to be and do this for me, then what is it about me I haven't been willing to see? How different am I than I thought I was? How much more wonderful and greater if this wonderful being is willing to contribute to me? What am I that I haven't been willing to know, and I will know it now? That this earth is willing to be there for us, energetically, through thin and thick. As it is just acknowledged to you that it is, and has been, and always will be. What is it about you that you can now acknowledge that you haven't been acknowledging? You wouldn't do that if you weren't something and someone. They were a gift and a contribution. What do you know, my beautiful friends, about you that you've been trying to kill? You've been taking other people's points of view about, so you let them override what you know is possible with the communion with you in the earth, with you in the animals, with you in the mountains and the clouds, with you in the wind, with you in the whispers within the trees, and the whispers of possibility that exist. Are you trying to make everything solid like this reality rather than recognize that we're energetic beings? And we're here to bring back again an energetic reality to the world. We're to be that. And everything that you choose to be that is different than what exists here opens up that possibility for everyone and everything to have it and be it too. And should you choose to be the energetic being that you be, totally aware of energies and recognizing that you can shift and change energies by your request. And sometimes you have to pock and pod, which also changes the stuck dynamic of anything. But if you recognize you can change energies by your request, energy is the beginning of physical actualization. So if you can change the energy, you can change the physical actualization of anything, including the world. See, the problem is not that you are weak. The problem is you are powerful beyond your willingness to be it. So you have to pretend you're weak. You have to pretend you have problems. You have to keep creating problems so you can prove that you're not as powerful as you already know you are, except you already fucking know it. Hence the conundrum called your life right now. Trying to create enough problems to prove you're not as powerful as you know you are, while knowing you're that powerful, while getting pissed off at yourself for creating the problems that you know you should be able to solve, because you know you should be able to solve them really easily because you have the power to change it, but while trying to prove that you don't have the power because you've decided you can never be that powerful. All I have to say, one, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13, 13, 13. Don't worry, you can still be fucked up after this ESC. All right. You made a bit of a study of it. There's permission for you. You're welcome. And still pretend problems are real. It's okay. Makes your friends like you. Makes you unhappy as fuck, but that's all right. Your friends still like you. Your family, I'm sure, will judge you less if you have more problems. Start to begin to see how insane it all is and how insanely, brilliantly, insanely it is all interwoven. Willingness to be the difference is one of the greatest gifts to everything that exists. Willingness to be different is aware, as in communion with the earth. I'm actually one of the people that recognizes the earth actually exists. And the people that's willing to receive its awareness of them, and its awareness of what is possible. So as you expand out 10, now 20,000 miles in all directions, including down into the earth, 25,000 miles in all directions, which is encompassing roughly the space of the Earth. And if you were that big all the time, what else would be possible? But also, what does the Earth know is possible that you would never ask it to show you? What does the Earth know is possible right now? To choose to be for you, for us. What does the Earth know is possible? It's some of the possible futures that are available of possibility, not destruction and annihilation, although there will be some of that. It's okay. What does the Earth know is possible? This future is a possibility that we've all had some awareness of, or some part in desiring, or some part in helping to create. What future does the Earth know is possible that you can be part of contributing to? Just when you thought you were significant in your aloneness and right and wrong simultaneously for being separate, then comes the Earth who says, "Oh, my child, I see you, I see your suffering, I see your choices, I see you." And they also know, and I know realities beyond this one, and my realities are non-realities, they're possibilities that can be birthed as non-reality realities. Would you like some? They're here for the receiving, and all you have to do is lower your barriers and your walls and your sense of what you call self, the thing you so often refer to as me, that is not the being you be. And you don't have to give up anything to have this. In fact, you have to embrace. The only thing that works is actually embracing more. In fact, the thing that works the greatest is embracing everything and realizing you're not separate from any molecule on this planet, and never were and never will be. And that all of those ideas of separation are an invented, artificial, vibrational, virtual reality. None of them are or ever have been real, and as such, none of them have any ability over you and the being you be. So it really depends on how different you desire and are willing to be, how magical, how truly miraculous, how truly no longer buying into or relying upon the linear rules and regulations any longer, that you've never liked anyway, but you thought if you didn't follow them you'd be too different, that you never liked anyway, but at the end of people's lives they end up going back to religion even though they haven't been to church for 80 years, just in case. How much have you been holding on to the tenets of this reality, just in case. Holding on to your ability to still do this reality just in case. And I get it. I'm not telling you you're wrong. But what do you know? What are you holding on to that is keeping you from having everything you say you desire, that you don't have the courage to fucking choose? Time to grow a set of fucking balls, whether you're a boy or a girl, and have the courage to fucking choose. What are you holding on to that keeps you from having what you say you would like to choose, that you don't actually have the courage to choose because it would make you seem too different? Who are you holding on to? And the funny part is, when you're willing to let them go, when you're willing to let go of those people and their judgments and their points of view, so many times they come to you and go, oh my God, I don't know what it is, but I want what you're having. You're like, yes. In your mind, you're like, but I was just willing to let you go and get rid of you. And in their mind, they're like, I finally like you. You're not trying to pretend to be something you're not. Let it go, my friend, whatever the fuck it is. And I'm not saying leave someone or something. I'm saying let go of the need to hold on. Because all it does is limit you and own you and control you. And it destroys what you uniquely can create. And I promise you, for every doomsday scenario you have about leaving someone or something behind, there's a possibility beyond this reality you've never imagined could exist until you're willing to finally say, yes, I'm done. I'm done holding on to this. A different world available, my beautiful friend. You're probably too pathetic to choose it. So I think, forget everything else I said. Just keep living the life you were living before this ESC started. I don't know why you'd want something that different anyway. In fact, you're not powerful enough to choose it. You're too stuck by the things of this reality. So you should just stay where you are. I'm sorry to try to inflict this upon you. I'm bad. What did the earth show you, beautiful you? This earth exists as a consciousness that will contribute continuously. Can you now demand to receive it, please? Can you now actually make a demand and a request and create a change? The space of being to be upon and through, within, all around this planet in totality. 1, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Beautiful you, what do you know? Who are you? What are you? What gift are you? What I would ask is, for those of you sitting there listening to my words as though the words are the item, I'm just using the words to point to a couple of things, but mostly to distract your mind. Mostly to let your mind think something is going on, so the energetics of this can just become part of your world. This earth apparently has a demand, my beautiful friend, but not an unkind one. It actually seems like a demand. We make the demand of kindness. Enjoy in the spaciousness of communion where every molecule contributes and receives, even though a lot of you think it's insane. While knowing that's the way it should be, while thinking it's insane, while knowing that's the way it could be, for not being willing to be that different enough, for not being willing to be ostracized, for not being willing to be so fucking potent you kill everything that's not that in the world. A demand for kindness, a demand for joy, a demand for fucking awesome, a demand for communion with every molecule and the ending of the lies, the vibrational virtual realities, etc. of this reality on 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13, 13, 13. You know, my beautiful friends, and what are you and what are we together? And if you're expecting something you could understand or follow during this ESC, I'm glad I have disappointed you. Different worlds, my beautiful friend. A greater fucking world in reality. So much greater. Nobody understands it. Somewhere you know it, but nobody understands it. Somewhere you know it. Stop trying to understand it. Your knowing is so much greater than your understanding. Your understanding is like somebody with bricks strapped to their chest trying to run a marathon. Your knowing is like you on an electric bike. You're so much faster. You're so much lighter. You're so much greater. You're so much more of a gift, as are we together. What can we be that will catalyze the people around us to choose possibilities? What are we that we have not been acknowledging? What do we know that we've been pretending not to know or denying that we know? What is it we are we have not been choosing to be? What is possible, my beautiful friends? You have to fucking choose. It doesn't occur without your choice. Nobody's going to make this happen to you. Nobody can. Nobody can make it happen for you, but we will all contribute to you. One 12. Fucking Joe's a fucking world. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Beautiful you. What is everything you know? What if none of it has to make sense? You know energies, you perceive them continuously, in, out, all around, continuously. The entire world is energetic, and you've been trying to make you somehow like a computational mechanism. You've been trying to make yourself like a fucking computer, thinking that is the highest form of possibility. It is not. It is the lowest form of technicality, the lowest form of computational reality. You're not, a computer is not greater than you. It just does math faster. It just does linear shit faster than you. Thank God. Because you're not that bright at linear shit. Which is why your life fucking sucks when you try to do linear shit. You are not a computer. Stop trying to be one. Now's the time. 1, 2, 3. You're a beer and a chooser and a perceiver and a knower and a receiver. You're not a computer. Time for something different, my beautiful friends. Something far more wonderful and easier. And it doesn't have to be a big stress. It's just a fucking choice. It's just a fucking choice. Let's just fucking lighten up and have some fucking choice. Some fucking choice for some fucking shit we'd really like to fucking have, instead of all that other fucking shit we've been choosing like it fucking matters because you're like a fucking computer. You're not a fucking computer. You have fucking choice. You're a fucking knower, beer, receiver, and perceiver, and an enjoyer of possibilities. You're called a hedonist. Or as we like to say in Australia and other English-dominated countries, a hedonist, which I kind of like better. But anyway. You have choice, my beautiful friends, and anything you thought you didn't have choice on, pock and pod the fucking shit out of that. It's not your reality. One of the greatest gifts you have is choice. And one of the gifts you offer the world is your choice. Because when you see it, others know it is possible. And I hope you please listen to this again. Hope you please tap into that energy, the space that the earth has available and is right now and has been continuously. And if you wonder why you didn't know it before, it's just because now it's able to be received by a lot more people. Let's choose it. Let's choose the things that are able to be received now that may not have been even last week, that are available to us all to make our lives wonderful. It's just a friggin' choice. It doesn't have to be significant. It usually is just a lot of fucking fun. Let's choose and go there. We all have the capacity. Please take a deep breath in from the top of your head down to the tips of those cute, sweet, adorable little toes of yours. Thanking your body for being the gift that it is. Thanking you for being the beautiful gift that you are. And one more deep breath in. Whatever you do, please don't even give a thought to figuring this out. It'd be a wasted one moment of energy for you. You could use that to create. Too many 10 seconds will be wasted. And one more deep breath in from the top of your head down to the tips of those cute, sweet, adorable little toes. And you can open your eyes whenever you're ready. Time for a new world and a new reality. And tomorrow, basically 24 hours from now, 24 hours and 7 minutes from now, Karen and I are going to do a call on releasing demons and techies from this world. This, well, beautiful people, I ain't got nothing else to say, which is very uncharacteristic, by the way. But I will say, I adore you all. Thank you.
I'm going to take everyone off mute so that they can say thank you back.
Oh, okay.
Get ready. Yep.
Here we go.
Thank you, everyone. All right, everybody. So, thank you, and I will see you tomorrow, same time. If you can, get your bars done. And remember, we're coming into day 2 of the 3 days Who Does It Belong To challenge. So keep asking for everything that comes up. Who does this belong to? And return to sender with consciousness attached. Okay, so bye, everybody.
Thank you.